Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebStyle.
I am Charles Lewis, your Internet Marketing Specialist.
I'm working on making sure I'm not monotone. You got to keep a wave going on. You guys have just tuned into the most popular Internet Marketing podcast on iTunes. That is because of all y'all out there. You over there. You everywhere. If you're in a position to, and you probably are because you're a nerd, if you're listening to this podcast, and I say that with the utmost respect, or not, your choice. Go ahead and tweet right now. And what should they tweet?
They should tweet hashtag seopodcast. And do this for me. Tag this All-Star.
Oh, yeah.
Tag this All-Stars. All-Star Weekend. We're here in Houston. Everybody's down here right now. So hashtag SEO Podcast, hashtag All-Star, and let us see if we can, feel some of that right there.
Punch in the face to H-Town for getting the All-Star. That's hockey, right? Yeah, anyway. Remember, we are your friendly local neighborhood top position snatchers.
Yes.
Where our mantra is,
don't be a douche. Not a good look.
It's not a good look. As usual, tip from previous podcast: use social media to promote and expand your content efforts.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you take advantage of social media sites when you're promoting different content on your site, whether it's blog posts or products or services or whatever it is. Take advantage of the social media platforms to promote that product or service.
I mean, the reality is unless you're some sort of miracle content producer, it's hard to produce content. So when you do produce good content,
share it.
Yeah, make sure you take advantage of that in every way possible. Remember, you can contact us, Facebook.com/eWebStyle, Twitter.com/eWebStyle, YouTube.com/eWebStyle. Also, you can do us one of two favors, or both favors if you choose. One is 3 steps. Go onto iTunes, create an account, write a review. And our podcast is the SEO Podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. If you choose to, send us an email. Let us know you submitted the review, and we will give you a punch in the face. By the way, we're going to have a patiff. We've got a really brutal one here.
Tell them the other way?
Which other way?
Go to ewebstar.com/G+.
Oh, yeah. Or...
Getting backwards. Okay. G+.
Or e-webstyle.com/Google+. Or
Google+.
There we go. And what do you do when you get there?
You get to our Google Plus page, leave us a review.
Yes, please. That would be help. If you get any value out of this.
Yeah, if you get value. If you don't find any value here, then don't leave us a review.
And remember, we do have a referral program. So if you're an SEOer and would like to send some clients our direction, great. We have a referral program so that you can get remunerated or compensated for that effort. All right, I got two emails here. Let's do one. I like this one. This is from Rob McKay. He said, I just started listening to your podcast a couple days ago. Once I listened to some of the other guys' SEO podcasts and found y'all's, I deleted the rest. By the way, thank you.
Appreciate it.
I haven't seen a review from you yet. I'm sure that's about to happen. Great stuff, very entertaining and informative. What concerns me is your position on Google. I figured I'd search. The plot thickens. I figured I'd search for you before I linked to you at all, and then see how a social relationship between us changes that position to me. That's a great test. I fired up Google on my iPhone and finally found you on page 6 using the search SEO Company in Houston, and then changed it to SEO Company Houston, and finally found you on page 11. With the search local SEO Houston, I gave up after page 21. All right, you got us. We haven't been focusing on company, so we're not actually.
Yeah, company is not part of our search strategy.
Right.
But
we're going to make a change.
We're going to make a change.
I tell you this, you got some ideas?
I got a few ideas, especially since our podcast is transcribed.
Yeah.
And this content will go on the site. This is the perfect time to tell you that we are an SEO company in Houston that focuses on doing SEO in Houston for all companies. So if you're a company looking for an SEO company in Houston, then we're the SEO company in Houston for you.
Excellent. All right, so that should take care of that. And yes, sometimes it is that easy. By the way, with SEO Houston, we're position 4.
For PPC Houston, we're first page. For Internet Marketing Houston, we're first page. For Online Marketing Houston, we're first page. For SEO Podcast. So
national term, first page. Internet marketing, also first page. PPC is actually first position, yo. Let's see. Have you been slapped by the panda or pooped on by the penguin? Neither. We've just...
What was the word we had the other day? We said it was...
Oh, yeah, dude. It came up with a good one. That was Dr. K.
Yeah, but I don't remember what he said, though.
We'll have to come penguin something.
Met with a client, and he said something about the...
black eyes by the pandas, the black eyes. Yeah, if you get hit by a panda, all you get is 2 black eyes.
Yeah.
What he said is, I will stick with you because I think you guys are informative, but I thought you really needed to know your position. Thank you, actually. We appreciate that. Ex-military patif to both of y'all. Wow, that's awesome.
That sounds like that's the kind of patif that might hurt.
Yeah, and still leave a smile on your face. I don't know how that works. By the way, this is Rob McKay, as he's said, Wildlife Removal Shreveport. So, I think I checked out his website briefly, and clearly he'll get wildlife out of your wherever it is in Shreveport. And we'll link to you once we get our content up.
Yeah.
All right, so next email. This is a good one. This is we really appreciate the effort. Actually, the passion that he has in this email is palpable.
Kicking both shins.
Yeah. This is from Bert Van Ketz, vanketz.com. He says, I sure hope so he made a recommendation that we do audiophonic. So there's a website called, Auphonic, A-U-P-H.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Okay. And we've tried it, haven't had any luck, but he wrote back to us and he says he's curious with the results, and he asks what happened on podcast number 178. He just listened to it, and the result is he has a splitting headache. Literally, all caps, what the hell happened? Has Charles been abducted by a Cylon? From the start, the audio is skippy. It's very hard to listen. He goes in and says, the info you guys provide is worth its weight in gold. That's why he takes us seriously. That's why he's reaching out to us. He actually finishes it with, sorry for the negative tone of this message, but I really do think your podcast is worth investing the time and effort. A lot of great stuff. This is awesome. Thank you very much. Now, he did bring up something interesting. He said, did you guys ever investigate the results of Panda on the AdSense earnings? Ever since Panda, my AdSense income has almost tripled. In December and January, I had a CTR between 3 and 5%. Just crazy what that can do with the earnings.
Ever since Panda, which affected sites naturally,
organic, right?
His AdSense tripled, which is strictly a paid deal. So
I got a theory.
That's interesting.
I got a theory.
Well, yeah, the sites that got a lot of traffic that happen to have AdSense on there brought in more traffic and higher conversions.
Right. Oh yeah, because it's AdSense. It's not AdWords. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. My theory applied to AdWords. Maybe I should read the emails. So really, Bert, we really appreciate it. I mean, the email is very passionate. We really appreciate how much you appreciate us.
And we're working on it, to answer the question. I mean, like I said, we have the mics. We bought a new mixer. We actually have some of our staff right now listening to the podcast as we do it right now, just to see if anything needs changing. And so we're constantly pruning, constantly tweaking. And so appreciate your support and punch in the face to you.
Maybe we should duck Rob McKay's ex-military patoof and have him hit Bert. All right.
And then Rob essentially gets hit with the kick in both shins. Is that how that works? And you can just
sidestep 1-2 kicks, punch in the face. All right, so a little bit of news. MS shifts to Skype. You know, Microsoft bought Skype. They're shifting over. I actually I use Skype from time to time, so I actually think I had to download a new version or something. I don't know. I just think that whole process is interesting, because imagine you've got all these people on Instant Messenger, and probably 30% of them or something have a Skype account. So now you're trying to figure out how do you merge those and the usernames. That's
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Google had hell doing it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, so, and Microsoft. Now, that's what sucks about the Skype purchase to me, was the fact that I have been purposely trying not to use Microsoft products. And I use Skype. And so now...
You use a Microsoft product.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it goes smooth, and I know I haven't used Instant Messenger in forever, like Microsoft Instant Messenger in forever. I used to use it a lot. Haven't used it in a while.
Yeah, I've never, because I've never had that Hotmail or the account you needed to do that.
I think
with.
it was a Hotmail or a live account. I think it was called a live account. This was interesting. There was what's the International Police Organization? It's got a really cool. I can't remember.
International Police Organization.
Interpol. IPO. Interpol took down a hacking group that sold ransomware, and I just thought this was really interesting. So it's ransomware. It's just, you know how software will pop up on your computer and say, "You've been infected. Click here for $39 and we'll uninfect it."
Mm-hmm. And if you click that, you get infected.
Well, you click that and you pay the $39, and it does something and comes back and says, "Oh, it was worse than we thought. For $39 more, we'll make sure we get it all clean." And then that keeps going. The dude was making like $7 million a month off of some dude in Russia. So this group, similar, except what they said, yeah, maybe they got some retribution today. What they said was that their pop-up would say, "Hey, we've noticed that you've been visiting terrorist websites, child pornography websites, and other things that people would not want to be associated with, and pay this fine." Literally, they presented themselves as Interpol. Pay this waiver, get a waiver or something. 3% of the people did it.
Wow. Knowing that if that was legit, they wouldn't be emailing you or popping up. They'd be knocking at your door.
Yeah, like there's no waiver for child pornography. There's no waiver for suspected terrorists.
3%. I wonder how many people.
It was a huge. They were making bank, so it was a ton of people.
Wow.
3% of them
thought that they
felt guilty enough. That's the reality.
That's the bad part. Like 3% was like, "Damn,
and I got caught. All right, here I need a waiver."
Wow.
And half of them are like probably watching regular porn, which is the foundation almost of the internet, and just felt bad about it. It's just crazy. G Plus, I like this. This is a line. G Plus experienced a little bit of an outage, and so they called it temporarily the antisocial network. I just thought that was cool. And then there's a German privacy watchdog ordered Facebook. So this isn't a governmental entity. It's just a group of people who are fighting on behalf of privacy.
Yeah.
Ordered Facebook to allow the use of fake usernames immediately. And Facebook took them to court, and court said 9. Apparently, because their European headquarters is not in Germany, they felt like they don't have jurisdiction to do that. And I'm like, why? I think it's a good thing that you can't have bogus names there.
Yeah, I'm glad that Google changed away from it.
Yeah.
Because now, I was looking at those SEO rapper videos. And I got tons of hate comments and spam comments and all kind of other stuff under screen names.
Yeah.
And so now it says Charles Lewis.
Yeah, you want to hate, if Charles Lewis wants to hate on somebody,
it's Charles Lewis.
Charles Lewis is hating on somebody.
Yeah, it can't be, Tan Cabinet.
Hating on me. Cylon.
Yeah, exactly. Hating on me. So I like it. I like what Facebook's doing. I like what Google's doing in regards to that. I think it's making a safer web, frankly, because now I can tell real people from somebody who's on their trip.
I think that's a foundation of why Facebook, frankly, took over from MySpace, right? I mean, the interface was kind of all over the place on MySpace.
Yeah.
And Facebook had some kind of fundamentals. You could only share stuff with people you're connected with, and you had to be who you are. Yeah. I think that's important. Very key importance components. All right, we have passed the potatoes. We are now going to pass the meat.
Okay, so before we get into our content today, we'll talk about mobile SEO. I'm going to pose a question to our listeners. Same question that I actually posed on G Plus yesterday, and I tagged Matt Cutts, Rand Fishkin, and Danny Sullivan in it. just to see what the answer was.
Right.
So we have a client, and it's rare that this sort of situation comes up, but I'm going to share it with them. We
don't get clients very often.
We have a client who specializes in hardy plank siding, right? And so the problem is the correct spelling is Hardie, right? James Hardy. And so the site is optimized for the correct spelling, hardy plank siding, and they rank well. First page position for that. If you add the word Houston, they're a top 3 position. Okay? But the problem is Google prefers the misspelling.
Right.
Hardie plank siding, and I've been optimized for that for a couple reasons. One, the client won't let us. Two,
because they're and let's explain that
because they're so high performer for James Hardy. They do a lot of revenue. They're one of their preferred contractors. They can't have misspellings of the product on their site.
For branding, for Hardy plank branding purposes.
Definitely. Makes sense. And so here's our dilemma. The misspelled version gets 12K searches a month. The correct spelling only gets 2.
Yeah.
That's a problem, Google. And so my question that I posed was, why, with James Hardy being such a big brand, is the misspelled version the preferred search query?
Yeah.
Second question was, what can I do as an SEOer to suggest that you guys change the spelling?
Right.
So get back with me on that.
Yeah,
because I think my kind of temporary result was, bid on Hardy plank misspelling in AdWords to take advantage of that traffic, and that's working. But I'd rather rank naturally for
organically for that for the term that's searched most. So yeah, this is clearly a Google issue. In fact, what should be happening is somebody should be typing Hardy without the E plank. And Google,
it should be saying,
and Google should autocorrect. It actually should say, showing you results for Hardy IE.
Yep, like it does. When you search Hardy IE, it says, showing you results for Hardy I.
Right.
And then
it does. It actually does the reverse.
Yeah, it actually does the reverse.
By the way,
it says, click here to see results for Hardy IE.
Was it ever spelled Hardy with just the I? Maybe at some point in the past? Maybe that's part of the challenge. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
I doubt it. I doubt Mr. James ever changed his name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, anyway, that's that. If you guys know something, hit us up, podcast@e-webstyle.com. Tell me what you think about it. Or, frankly, I'm Charles Lewis. Find me on G+, and comment on that post. It's my latest one, so it should be at the top. Today I'm going to talk about mobile. Pulled an article from Search Engine Land, 10 Simple Tips for Effective Mobile SEO. Pretty cool stuff in here. Some things I kind of disagree with. And we had this debate internally all the time about, app versus mobile version and things like that. And so we'll get into a little bit of that today. But some of the tips were actually pretty good. So number one, he says, be a psychologist. Use short tail phrases. People search on a mobile device differently.
Yep.
People look for abbreviations. Frankly, that's when the search suggest and the Google Instant stuff plays a key during the mobile search.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, people are probably driving, so so you want to. I've done that. Man, I need to find this.
For some reason, I must know
right now
the origin of the word Hardy plank. Now,
right now. And so use that. And optimize for those short tail queries. Number two, think social first, mobile second. I like this concept because it's on a mobile device, whether it's a phone or a tablet, but either way, there's apps running in the background. And so they are already logged into Facebook. Twitter's already active, and so on. LinkedIn, well, if they have that app, it's probably running as well. And so on your mobile development, think how easy it is going to be for people to be social with your content. So if you're pushing blog posts or you're pushing podcasts like we'll be doing pretty soon, then we'll make sure that the option to share this on Facebook is extremely accessible.
Yeah.
Think social first, mobile second. Number three was know where mobile searches are going. I think this is really kind of goes back to what your plan is, what you want people to do once they find your site. If you're pushing a product, then your eventual goal is to get them to a product page where they can make that purchase. And so understand that, and then design your layout in that format to get them there as soon as possible. Size matters. I like this one. That ain't sound right. I like this one. Yeah, size matters. Pressing a navigation link can be cumbersome, and so that's very important. A lot of times I visit mobile sites, and it's just hard to navigate because it's not a mobile version; it's their version.
Right.
And if you're not on a GS3, right, bigger screen, then it's even harder.
Yeah.
And so think about that when developing your mobile version. Make sure that the navigation items are big, that they're easy to get to, that you won't fat finger them. They're probably isolated away from other links, so people won't have any issues and a bad experience when going through the site. Number 5, develop to scale, don't scale to fit. I like this one. Because a lot of times people want to retrofit, their site and call it a mobile version when that's not really what you should do.
And we've wrestled with this, where people just want to squeeze the entire site into a mobile app, and we're like, okay, let's be realistic. Somebody's on a mobile app looking for your service. What are they really looking for? There's fundamental things that they're looking for, like customers looking for locations, and then there's other things that might be useful. Like if you're in a fundraising portion of your business, phase of your business, then you might want potential investors to be able to reasonably quickly find, investment details about your business. Yeah. And other than that, you don't need you need a lot less fluff, or you can bury the fluff.
Yeah, if you're a brick and mortar business, then having the contact page and locations, all of that is key. Frankly, having the click that automatically goes to Google Maps, having that address be a link, things like that, those are key functions that 90% of the people searching on a mobile device for your type of business are looking to do. Click to call, for example, is a key function you must have, and so consider
an address. I mean, I can't tell you, that's one of those times when you're doing what you shouldn't be doing, which is like, I need that address in a map.
Exactly. I don't have time to.
I can't click it because it has not been made clickable. So now I've got to, stretch out the
so I can read it and then remember it and then go to nav and type it.
Oh, I copy it.
Hold it down.
I press it and then I'm like moving those little pins back and forth and copy it and then go to maps and paste it.
Oh,
Good thing we've got Braille on our streets.
Man, yeah. So develop the scale. Make sure that you take into consideration. Really, that's a good time to really incorporate what your sales funnel is, what your process is. They see a blog post. Blog post features a product. That product goes to a product description. That description goes to a page where they can check out. Then that should be the path of clicks that you set up on the site, and of course have it easy to share, easy to call, easy to click and find your location if they need to. I like number 6, link location matters. So in this example, he's talking about really the link to, let's say, view the desktop version, right? Some sites do a horrible job of making the link to visit the desktop version of the site accessible. It's usually small and off hidden somewhere, and so you want to give people that option and make it pretty prominent.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
A lot of times I'm not driving.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm just on my couch. I don't feel like going to my office.
Right.
And so I'm on my tablet or I'm on my phone, and so I don't mind looking at the full version of your site at this point. Maybe I'm visiting somewhere or I'm sitting in a restaurant and I have time is what I'm saying. And so and there's other information. I may not be interested in buying that product.
Right.
I may want to
research
do something else.
Read about it.
And so
try to check out the specs, get into the details.
Exactly. So make that link accessible and prominent. Number 7 was don't forget to click the call. Make it easy for customers to call you directly from the mobile site.
8 better be addressed.
Yeah, it's not, but it should have been.
Yeah.
Well, he knew we was gonna cover it in step 4. I like this one. Use rich content sparingly. So Well, and it's kind of so-so, because I think these days, you know, with 4G and all of this other stuff, faster phones, better phones, frankly, rich content isn't as big as a barrier as it could have been, let's say
3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Or unless you're on the BlackBerry, then maybe.
Then just get off the BlackBerry.
Yeah, and rich content won't be a problem, because I think rich content helps sell videos, images, things like that. Those are necessary to see. And frankly, I like looking at them on my big screen phone. Then it's easy to see them as well. So you know, now optimize it. You don't want to have a mobile version with, you know, images that are 4 megs in size. You know, fresh from your digital camera to your mobile site, and don't do that.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, make sure that they're optimized well. But I think rich media is okay on a mobile device. Okay, so number 9, apps versus mobile friendly. And so I think this is, I think it just depends on what your goal is. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're just if you're noticing from your analytics you're getting a lot of mobile traffic, but you don't really push out anything or have events that people need to know about all the time or things like that, then maybe an app isn't the right direction to go. Maybe just a well-optimized and well-designed mobile version of your site would be sufficient.
Enough, yeah.
But if let's say you have products for sale and you have events that you push out every week or twice a week, and you have, you know, other things that really need to tie into a whole bunch of social stuff, then maybe an app is the direction you should go. One of the reasons we're developing an eWeb app is because so you can get the podcast easier, so you can get notified and have them, so you can share it on Facebook easier, so you can reply with us easier. We're trying to increase the amount of communication we have with you guys.
And so we're thinking social first. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole premise of our mobile app
is to be more social.
Be more social, yeah.
Interesting. Cool how you doing things right, you don't realize it.
I love that. I had this phrase from really young. You know you're stupid when you're smarter than you think you are.
Yeah. You know you're stupid when you're smarter than you think you are. Yeah, because if you're smarter than you think you are, then you're stupid. Is what that means. Just easier to understand in reverse. So number 10, and this is the last one. Embrace search engine crawlers. And I like this sentence here. Search engines understand that mobile-friendly versions of your web pages are just that and not duplicate content. And so, you know, if you have a mobile-friendly version, it's okay to have that dupe content. But I think what he doesn't mention and what you should do is make sure that your mobile version is on a subdomain. Frankly, .ewebstyle or whatever your domain name is. And that way Google bot knows that, oh, this is a mobile site. Okay, so this content is cool. It should be duplicate over there.
Right.
And that way the page names, you can pass your juice. You don't lose links and all of that. It all stays together. So yeah, make sure that.
That's a good question. What code behind the scenes do you need on your web page to let the Google bots know that it's a mobile version?
You put it in your robots file.
Yeah.
You put it in your robots file as a user agent mobile, and then it knows to index this content differently.
As mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You see, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, so that's it. I'll post that link on Facebook, and hit us up. Tell me what you think about it.
All right. We got any blank stare?
No blank stare really. I will make this comment in regards to the sonic boom and the whole thing that happened in Russia today. I think that's this kind of, you know, I don't know how to feel about it. Right? It's groundbreaking. Like it's a meteor that people
no one
actually
saw. Well,
heard.
People saw and heard, but no one saw and expected it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of groundbreaking and huge and worth some scientific investigation and things like that. But my heart goes out to the people who were injured.
Yeah.
Right? There's like 950 some people, you know, from shattered glass and things like that. And so, ouch. And,
yeah, that's crazy.
Prayers out to you guys.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got injured because of a meteor. Like, who can say that?
Well, apparently, Javier was telling me earlier that there's some dude who got hit by a meteor pellet or something, like, went through him. He's like walking down the street. What was that? Oh!
Well, yeah, they said it was going 30 kilometers a second. This is about 40 miles a second.
So, yeah,
that's like, for the house and back.
Done.
Yeah, you didn't know I left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And apparently, why Russia? Because there was another big, I can't remember, it's Tunguska or Tunguska event happened in 1908 in the middle of a forest in Russia, and a meteor exploded and knocked all these trees down. I don't know, Russia somehow in the path. But hopefully everyone over there is doing well. Yeah. All right, you guys have been listening to the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes, also internet marketing podcast on iTunes. That is because of you. You know what? I'm going to add one more thing that you could do to help us.
We are your SEO company in Houston.
Just so you know. Okay, so here, that's perfect. Here's what you could do for us, a small little thing. If you write a blog or post or whatever, put a link to eWebStyle and put SEO Company Houston as the anchor text, and link that back to us. That would be a great little favor. Throw it in your blog. If you're giving tips about whatever it may be, throw it at the end. This content organized because I listened to the SEO Company Houston podcast or something like that, and help us out with a link. That's another great way that you can give back, and we really love giving to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to the most popular podcast on iTunes. Patif to all of you all out there. All y'all. Until the next podcast, my name's Chris Burris.
I'm Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.